everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. I don't even know if it heard me or not. You know what? It's not even hearing us.
Check, check.
Oh, yeah, it does check. Check, check. We're good. Oh, check, check. Okay, cool. Did yours too?
Check.
Oh, yeah, it is working. Never mind. It is working.
All right, we're on.
Yeah, we are working. I was like, oh, man, does the audio work? I don't know. I don't know. But everybody, welcome back to the podcast. I know you guys are like, oh, wait, Cyrus, you didn't tell us we're going to have an episode today. Like I said, I didn't know what was going to happen. I really wasn't sure what was going to happen. Welcome back to the podcast. Yeah. I know you guys are. Oh, there he goes. That does work. So I didn't know if it was going to work out. But special guest today, the return of Mattmaticals.
Good to be back.
One of the original hosts, co-hosts of the show, who bailed on me for, life stuff. There's like a pandemic. Then you got a new job.
Oh, yeah, I didn't have a job for a while.
Yeah, you did not have a job. So you're like, oh, I got nothing to do. Let's do the podcast. We did like 4 episodes. And you're like, man, I got a new job. Yeah. You're on your own. Honestly, had you not done that, I was kind of like, I already started recording a bunch of episodes. I was like, And then once I ran out of people after like mid-pandemic, I was like, okay, what am I going to do? Then I got like some warlords and mythics to come down to do it. And I was like, okay, I'll keep doing it.
Yeah.
So now it's like, I'm trying to keep it going. And that's why I've changed like the format so many times because I'm trying to like make it fit my schedule.
Just kind of back to the basics now.
Back to the basics now. We're I don't know when I'm going to know another person in person or not. I don't know. Maybe I get Chelsea. I keep saying I'm going to get Chelsea, your girlfriend, but her schedule's like.
She's out of town right now. Actually.
Yeah, she's out of town right now. I saw it, so she's on. So I probably should get her. But I have been doing some Boo Her people. I've been bringing those on people on doing on Facebook and Instagram. So that's how you people are seeing this one. For Facebook and Instagram, I've been doing those. So this is going to be on Facebook and YouTube for the replays, and then I'll record it and I'll upload it. I do still get way more people that listen to the audio version than to watch the videos, except with very few exceptions. But I still do the video because people keep asking me, still want to do it, and I still get a lot of impressions on Facebook that people like watch at least the first 5 or 10 minutes, and then they turn it off, which is fine.
Yeah.
So I still get credit for the views. I was like, all right, I only have to watch like a minute or something like before I get the credit for the views. So I'm like, okay, whatever.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, well, we're just on the journey to monetization. That's all I care about.
Yeah. That 10-minute mark is the key, right?
The 10-minute mark, yeah, give me a 10-minute mark. But I don't have anything that's like 10 minutes. I don't have any 10-minute things. Well, for people who don't know, Mattmaticals, like I said, Mattmaticals was one of the original co-hosts of the show before he bailed, like to be an adult or whatever. And I don't really. Matt, what have you been doing?
Working. That's about it. Trying to get a house.
What are you in a house for, man?
I gotta live somewhere. Well,
Have you seen? I went house shopping. I was like out there.
It's expensive.
Have you seen the prices and biddings? I actually put out bids on the house. I actually put out offers.
Yeah, I haven't put an offer out yet, but I've definitely seen the prices. But,
yeah, it's trash.
The way I look at it, I mean, like rent's going up too. Might as well put that in equity instead of.
Yeah, I know. Here's the thing. Like, here's the thing about that. Even that is a pain in my butt. Like, if I can remember, it hasn't even been that long. It's probably been about 5 years. In the last 5 years, it's pretty much like either gone up about almost 10% every year.
Yeah.
So where it's like 50% more than what it was.
And then on top of that, now interest rates are going.
This
isn't a real estate podcast, but
no, it's not. But we talk about anything. Like the episodes we do are never like themed like I have the other shows because we really talk about lots of shit. So, but here's my thing about the housing thing. Like, so I go back 5 years, my apartment rent was $800.
Yeah,
$800. I went before I moved here where I live now. I looked at going back to those townhouses because it was 2 bedrooms. Since I have a roommate right now, I was like, oh, let's see. And we both had lived in that apartment complex before. It's a decent townhouse apartment, upstairs, downstairs, all this other stuff that we needed. Like, cool. Before we moved here, they haven't updated it since we left there, so it looks exactly the same. They literally just painted the outside, so it's all the same.
You could always go back to that one, like near Preston.
Oh no!
With the pool and everything.
Although they just renamed it. It's always been the same name until like 10 years later.
The one across the street from where we were at when we were in.
Oh yeah, college. The one across the street. You talking about that one?
Yeah.
Oh no, hell no. That was like the barrio, like mixed with the hood. Like it was like I mean, like it was cool because it was cheap. It was cheap, and the Paletta man was coming by all the time. That was cool. I was getting snacks, from Paletta man. That was dope. But anyway, but no, I was like that before
distance.
Yeah.
Flying saucer.
Yeah, but flying saucer's gone forever.
Yeah, that's true.
I drove by it.
Just that one?
No, just just that one. It's
Okay,
gone.
not
Like
all
the
of
whole. No, not all of them. All of them still. Some of them are still around.
Okay.
They made a frou-frou one like in Irving somewhere, and it's like the watered down version of it. And I'm like, oh, this is trash.
You know what we got to do now that we're adults?
Yeah.
We got to get a plate.
Yeah, we do, but the only one that's available that has the plate that I know of is either in the one that's in Plano and the other one that's in Fort Worth.
Or we're just gonna have to do it all in one night, I guess.
To drink 200 beers.
Yeah.
I think let's get 100. I think we have to do like drink 150 or 200 beers, something like that.
Yeah,
I mean, we could do that.
that's true. I mean, like honestly, how long have I lived here now? And like
we could have had plates.
Yeah, but I've also only ever been to Fort Worth like 3 times.
Yeah.
So
here's the thing: the building, the Flying Saucer building that's here in Asset, it's gone. They demolished it. It's gone.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's
they didn't even put something.
No, they didn't put something in it. At least they raised the lease and it's gone. I think it's gonna be a building something else. But here's the thing: I was explaining this to my girlfriend. I was saying this to my girlfriend another day, and I was like, I was telling her about how we would go to Flying Saucer, and she was like, "Oh yeah, they just sold plate things, stuff like that." And she was like, "Did you have a plate?" I was like, "No, but how did you go there?" Me and Matt pretty went there probably every couple months. We'd be in there. We'd drink like 4 or 5 beers all the time.
Yeah,
off and on consistently for at least 5 or 6 years.
Yeah.
So she's like, so how many of you guys beers drink? She was like, yeah, we probably met more than met how many beers we need to get.
Yeah.
It's like the problem was that we were always like, do I spend $20 and register to get the plate, or do I save that $20 and spend it on beer?
And get more beer. Yeah.
Get more beer. Yeah. The thing was like, I'm just gonna get more beer. Whatever. I was like, we always figure like we have forever, and then the pandemic hits and we haven't, and it's gone. The building's literally gone. That's like the most accessible one.
Damn, it's wild. Yeah,
it's gone.
That sucks.
Yeah,
but I don't know. There's other places to drink too.
There are more places to drink. There's plenty of places to drink. I've actually found some new ones. There's this place. I've been actually. I take that back. I've been going to more breweries lately.
Okay.
So I'm going to. Coincidentally, I'm going to do this meet and greet thing in next week at Three Nations Brewing.
Okay.
The Warlords are going to be there. Warlords and Mythics are going to be there. So I was going to be like there. And then I'm going to go to Flying Saucer this weekend within Fort Worth because it's my birthday, and I'm going to get blasted.
Nice.
I'm taking off early. So Friday night, I'm going
straight
getting blasted. And then, yeah, what else am I going to do? Then I'm going to go to Martin House. I'm going to go to Martin House.
Oh, okay.
It was on my bucket list, and like finally, I was like, you know what? I'm always in Fort Worth now all the time. Like, let me finally go to Martin House. So I picked the date, and I'm going to go to Martin House. What have you been drinking lately?
Honestly, not a whole lot. I've actually just been kind of doing things like the beer we have today, like Hefeweizens, wheats, some lighter stuff, which is different for me because, like you, I tend towards darker beers, but I don't know, man. I've just been feeling these lately. But, yeah, other than that, picked up a pack of the Deep Ellum. I got one of their variety packs.
Yeah.
That's about it.
That's
Honestly,
it.
I haven't been drinking a whole lot. Yeah.
What's wrong with you? You saw my whole beer fridge over there. I got a whole thing.
Yeah. I've been looking at getting back into brewing now. I've been thinking about picking up some new equipment. So maybe we can get like an official beer going lately.
Official beer? What would official beer be?
For the podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, I picked up a pack of.
Oops, I did not mean to click that.
Like,
that's gonna echo.
I don't know what you would call it, like
Beer Batter Thoughts Ale or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Usually I'm good with naming things, but like this is one of those few times I'm like, I'm not good at naming my own stuff. I'm good with naming like other people's stuff.
Yeah.
But not with other people, like my own stuff. I'm just kind of like,
We could call it like Battle Axe Ale or something.
No, I'm good with it. Battle Axe Ale?
No.
With other people's stuff?
Yeah.
Battle Axe Ale? Nah, that's too easy. You know what? A Knighthood Stout.
That could be good.
Knighthood Stout.
I like a good stout.
Yeah, good stout. I think, or like the Knight's Ale or the Knight's Ale or sort of the ale or something like that, sort of the Pilsner or something like that. Because honestly, I've experimented what beers are good for after a tournament or any type of fights, and Pilsners
Yeah.
Like light ales are like fruity, like refreshing ales.
Yeah, I'm sure you're dropping a lot of
so,
sweat.
and Hefeweizen are good too.
Yeah.
Speaking of Hefeweizen, we've been talking for like 10 minutes. We haven't even talked about the beer we're talking about. I'll let you pick it. I'll let you pick as my guest. I'll let you pick my beer fridge. I don't let anybody else in my beer fridge because we're long time friends. I'll let you go in my beer fridge. Right. But we're going about Westbound and Down. Don't hassle the hef. Oh, like what's the hef?
Hefeweizen.
Oh, Hefeweizen. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was gonna say, isn't that somebody's name? I was like, oh wait, that's Hugh Hefner. I'm like thinking about the wrong person.
I think it's a play on like
Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff.
Oh, that's what I was like. Yeah.
Hassle the Hoff.
Oh yeah, that's right. It is. Don't hassle the Hoff. Oh, that's what I was thinking. I was like, wait, that's Hugh Hefner. That's Hasselhoff. No. Yeah.
Baywatch.
That show was so terrible. I went back to watch a couple episodes. Like, how did people in the 90s watch this? This was good television, apparently.
I didn't even watch it.
I went back to. I think I did watch it like a couple episodes as a kid, and I think the only reason I ended up watching a couple episodes as a kid because I happened to be watching like this thing about wrestling. I was like, oh, in the 90s, like Hulk Hogan, like Randy Macho Man were on it, and I think that's why I watched it. I think I watched. Honestly, I just wanted to watch Macho Man. I was like, oh yeah, anything he was on, I was gonna watch. I was like, oh, yeah. Speaking of wrestling. Yeah, I went to freaking WrestleMania, man.
Oh, you finally got to go to WrestleMania?
Finally conquered my fears, and I went to WrestleMania. I went for my birthday. I got some tickets. I got tickets. My girlfriend got me a ticket for my birthday. Yeah, it's pretty cool. That was pretty nice. Man,
it's gonna be crazy, huh?
It was dope. I can't even tell you. Begin to describe everything that happened. But if there was a WrestleMania for me to go to, it was going to be that one.
You think so?
Because the reason I say that is because
I just feel like I feel like it's still very popular, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like its heyday
was in the late 90s, early 2000s. Late 90s,
kids,
yeah. We were like teenagers. Right when we were in high school, that's its high point, right? Middle school, high school, it was like right at the high point. 97 to like 2003, it was on fire. It's still pretty popular, though. It's like still even bigger than it was then. But the thing about this one is that it still relates to that is because for this show, you got three things. You got the real teary-eyed, everybody in the crowd, teary-eyed Undertaker retirement.
Oh, really?
Like he came out in the suit, broke character, was talking about stuff. It was dope. He wasn't a character. He was Undertaker's like, hey, I'm done.
He's done.
Retirement.
It's like, how old is he now? Like 70?
Nah, I think he was like in his mid to late 50s, maybe.
Okay. Too old to be doing that.
Too old to be doing that, but think about this, like, Ric Flair was doing it, and Hulk Hogan were doing it, and they're like 60s until they were like broken down.
That's true.
But he was probably like, okay, yeah, I don't want to take it that far.
Whatever happened to Paul Bearer?
He died.
He died?
He died from cancer like 4 or 5 years ago.
Wow.
He's been dead for a while.
Not bad.
Yeah. Then so there's that, and then Triple H retired. Triple H came out during WrestleMania and was like, "Hey, this is goodbye. I don't know how else to say it." Left his boots in the ring.
Yeah.
I didn't realize what happened was apparently on ESPN, like they had interviewed him on ESPN. And he announced it on ESPN. That's how big news. That's how big wrestling is. That primetime ESPN, like some dude, a wrestler is like who hasn't wrestled in a year or two. It's like, hey, yeah, I'm done because he had like a heart attack or something like that. He had like a heart attack.
Yeah.
And he hadn't wrestled for a long time, so it had nothing to do with wrestling. He hadn't wrestled in like a year or two. But he just had a heart attack and he was like, I was in coma, almost died, and he was like, okay, yeah, I gotta. And they told him like, yeah, he's got like a defibrillator in his heart and all the monitor, and they were like, okay, yeah, you're done.
I'm done. Yeah.
So that's one. And that's the guy who was wrestling when we were kids. Right?
I guess the whole Chris Benoit thing kind of.
I think that's put a damper on it. And then freaking Stone Cold comes out during WrestleMania, and he has a match. He hasn't wrestled in 20 years, and I guess this guy Kevin Owens, who I barely even know, Kevin Owens comes back and he starts talking trash, and he has a whole match.
We got to get a hold of his beer.
I have drank his beer. I thought I gave you one. Maybe I gave somebody else one.
Yeah, I don't think so.
We should put it on officially on the show. I think maybe I did put it on officially on the show though.
That's good.
This is actually really good. Yeah, this is good. Bavarian style Hefeweizen.
Very classic Hefeweizen.
Classic Hefeweizen. Smooth.
Taste that yeasty esters.
Yeah, I do like this. But then again, I always like Hefeweizen, so I've never really had a Hefeweizen I didn't like.
Yeah, there you go.
This is the Bavarian style Hefeweizen, which I'm just means the process they make it. I don't taste any different than any other Hefeweizen. Tastes like a lot of Hefeweizens.
Yeah.
There's very few Hefeweizens I've had where they taste a whole lot different.
No, it's all about that yeast flavor. Mm-hmm. The ester's kind of almost slightly banana-y.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
Be like that. So I do say usually Hefeweizen is usually one of my go-to because I'm like, what do I want? Something light, but I want something heavy, but I want something good. Hefeweizen, anything. Doesn't really matter. So it doesn't really matter.
How's the combat been going? I know we talked a little bit about it, but since the whole Russia situation.
Oh yeah, there's a whole Russia thing. The Russia thing has killed a lot of it. Well, I won't say it killed it. I want to say it created a great chasm, right? Mm-hmm. So like it's a big giant thing where a lot of people were getting ready to go to either one championships or another. So people are getting to qualifiers and things like that. So nobody really planned any tournaments or anything like that because they're like, okay, yeah, most of the bigger teams and the fighters are going to be gone. They're not going to be they're not going to be gone, but they're not going to want to travel to this tournament, that tournament, on this coast, that coast, because you need to save money because to go out of the country is like $2,000 or $3,000. Then when the whole thing happened, one campus championship got handled, which is the HMB's Battle of the Nations, which was already postponed from the year before because of COVID. Mm-hmm. It got pushed back, and so our team, the Warlords, qualified to go to that one, but then because of authenticity and things like that, and then the new rules about how many people you have to have, like you have to go to some qualifying events, and then authenticity, we didn't have enough people to try to go to this year's qualifying tournament anyway. So that was the whole thing. Then there's another league, IMCF, which is just adjacent to them, which is in like Europe, which is going to be like Finland. It's going to be Finland this year. That ended up getting moved because of that. We were supposed to have it last fall, but that ended up getting canceled too. I was supposed to go to that one as a team and duels, so that's out. Because that was the 2021 duels for Sword and Shield, and then there was 2020. There's that, and then they were supposed to have it down. They officially canceled that. That was supposed to be in June. Canceled. So the Russia-Ukraine war thing is pretty much hurt the whole league because a lot of the administration and oversight things and some of the league rules and the actual leagues are somewhat out of ran of those two countries.
Yeah.
Right. And the thing about it is that also the biggest teams, like the most well-known teams, are from both those countries and have people on both teams, and Ukraine and Russia, and then there's Russian and Ukrainians on teams together. So it's this whole thing. So it created like this whole
just
vacuum, right? So there's internationally they're still trying to figure it out. There's been a couple announcements the last couple of days about them separating certain leagues and them being run out of different places, but right now you're going to have like a US region, a South America, a Europe, and then like an Asia, South Pacific, something like that.
So everything's just kind of splintered.
Yeah, splintered, and everybody's doing their own thing until they can figure out what to do. But will there be a Battle of Nations or multiple country things? There's a couple things. There's a couple they're trying to do. They're trying to do a league, a giant battle at the end of the year with Canada, United, US, and Mexico. So with those three countries, the North American countries together to do a tournament, and then you have our teams compete. We'll see how that goes. We'll see.
The NAFTA throwdown?
Yeah, we'll see. NAFTA. Yeah, that's what we call it. That's what you're going to call it. The NAFTA throwdown. Okay, we're trademarking that. NAFTA throwdown. But it's been difficult. But also the other thing about it is that like 75% of the good, like the really good armor and weapons.
That's all coming out of Eastern Europe too.
Coming out of Europe and coming out of Ukraine and Russia. So it's like, shit. It's like, so you can still get armor. Don't get me wrong, there are other good armors still out there outside of those countries. But like the good ones, fast ones, best customer service, they're well known, come out of those two countries.
So you just need to get a hammer now and a forge and start banging out your own.
I can barely repair my own armor well enough to compete. I get it just to barely have to pass, let alone try to build. I'm good with putting. You do want me to fix your car? I can do that. Fix your car all day long. I can tell you what's wrong with it, diagnose it, fix it, get in there, do with it. You want me to put armor together or build one of these helmets or something like that? I got no idea.
Yeah.
This one is sitting here because
it's kind
on
of
the inside, it's lopsided. So because I got hit in the face so many times and caved in my skull that the bars on the inside are just all mangled and bent. And I was kind of like,
you got to work on that. Work on
the
your
bob and weave. Doesn't really matter. Like here's the thing, and the thing about this in Melee, I don't really need to move. So I don't really need to move when people like consistently hit me in the face though, or hit me right in that same spot, or like to hit me with big giant weapons.
Yeah.
I eventually got to the point where I was just kind of like, whatever. You get over it. I was actually talking about that earlier. Like
but the whole like, so I guess like when you're in a fight, I guess there's not so much concern about like trying to like parry or bob and weave to, just stop the other guy from scoring points.
So yes, in a duel and a pro fight, yes, absolutely, okay. Yeah. So there's a strategy to do that, or parry, or do that, or move out of the way. But most of that damage doesn't come from pro fights. That damage comes from melees.
Oh, okay.
Melees, I don't really care if I can hit me.
Practice. Right?
Yeah, basically. Yeah. No, melees are like the 5v5.
Okay.
So those types of fights,
you're gonna get hit.
You're gonna get hit, but you don't care. You don't. It doesn't count for anything. You're just hitting me.
Okay.
But sometimes people will still hit. They'll still hit you because it does distract you. It throws you off or whatever.
Yeah, I imagine.
And then
get your bell rung.
Yeah, and then get your bell rung. Or there's a couple places where it does hurt, so you do want to block. And consistently, for whatever reason, people love to hit me in the helmet. On the side of my helmet, they're like the thing that holds the chainmail together comes off. It's crazy. I don't know. So this one, I have another helmet. This helmet's going to be retired until I can get it repaired. I just keep forgetting to try to take it to somebody to get repaired. And the place I could send it to, the place that I could send it to is in Europe. And I was like, oh, that would fix it, but they're in Europe and they're actually in Ukraine, so I can't really send it.
Probably not the best time.
And it's going to cost me $350 to send it. I was like, and it cost me $700. So I'm like, you're talking about half of what it costs to get it fixed and have it shipped back.
And you may never get it back.
So I just said, I'll leave it there until it's time for me to dig up the courage to just sit there for 24 hours and fix it.
Okay.
Or have somebody film it. But I know you've seen like a couple videos at the outside looking in. What do you?
I went to a couple of your fights.
You did. Yeah, you came to my pro fight. I don't think you haven't been to any of the melees though.
No, I haven't seen a melee.
Although there is one coming up in May. It's on a weekend. I probably should bring you.
Where's it at?
It's gonna be down to Anderson, so I'm gonna drive down to Anderson for today.
I've never even heard of Anderson.
Yeah, it's like Anderson, Texas. Yeah, no, I didn't either until I hadn't either. Yeah, you just come out and just bring you along to that. That's
I guess because there's so many people involved, is that usually an outdoor situation?
Yeah, it's gonna be an outdoor situation. They've got a list already built up there, so it's gonna be a melee. I think it's gonna be like 3 or 4 teams there. If you come to that'll be something. I think I've shown you like a couple of videos though of melees.
Yeah, I've seen you post some videos too.
From the outside looking in, what is your thoughts of this crazy nonsense sport?
Like just as a whole,
yeah,
or specifically the melee.
Let's talk about what you've actually seen in person.
Okay,
like the pro fights and like dual stuff.
So it's like really interesting. Like, I don't know. It's not that much different. I mean, like so when I was a kid, like in high school, junior high, I used to wrestle. And just like watching you guys like get ready and train and talk strategy, and like, I mean, obviously it's a totally different style of fighting, but like, it's all pretty familiar. Like, it's not anything too crazy. There is strategy. It's literally not just beating on each other.
That's right.
And things like that. And it is exciting. Like really exciting. You get just like any sport, I guess. Like, if somebody lands a big hit or something, the crowd you get them the oohs and ahs and everything. Yeah. It's really fun to watch.
I wanted to ask you because I've been trying to get you to do it.
Yeah,
but I never knew if I really could or not. And then
I used to be full of piss and vinegar, but my violence is gone.
I still think you can do it, man. I don't think you'd want to do melees. I think that's just something you just won't want to do.
It's chaos. It seems like chaos.
It is chaos, but it's controlled chaos. But then it's controlled for like the first like 15 seconds, and after that, then it is chaos.
It would be fun. I mean, part of it though.
I could see you doing duels though. I could see you being a duelist, like a one-on-one duelist, like not the pro fight stuff. Yeah. I think you would work your way up to that.
Yeah.
But I think that you would want to do duels because duels is more of a traditional sword fight like thing, and I definitely believe you would do that. I
think it would be fun. My genuine concern is I'd probably get too into it. Then I got to spend $700 on a helmet too.
Yeah, but you got the money. It's not like you can't afford it.
No,
we're not in college anymore or in our mid-20s anymore.
Yeah.
I had to get over that too. I was like, man, do I really want to spend $700 on a helmet? I think, but in total though, here's the thing. The good thing about the sport is that there's a great resale market.
Yeah. Well, and
resale and secondary markets. It's fantastic.
The other thing is like just like even trying to do this episode here.
Yeah.
Like
it took weeks to plan.
I'm worried that I can't commit the time to put in the training that I would need to get good.
So that's why I think you couldn't do melees, because melees and pro fights, you really do need to dedicate a lot of time coming to the gym to do.
Yeah.
As a duelist, you can come in 1 or 2 days, and then do the rest you can do on your own. Like you can literally do it on your own helm. Like if you come in 2 days, get some instruction for like 1 or 2 days a week, and then the rest you can legitimately do.
Just practice.
Because a lot of duelists, that's what they do. Like they might have 1 or 2 group sessions a week, maybe, and the rest they're training on their own.
Just working on their
pelling, going to their apartment gym or whatever, their gym, whatever, doing their cardio, getting their stamina up, and stuff like that, and then they're working on their pelling, then they're watching. Then you're at work, you're watching film and techniques and things like that on your kind of. I do that like in between my meetings and work, because I work from home or work remote where I'm traveling.
Yeah.
So there I'm watching like a little video, like 3, 4, 5 minute video breakdown or something, and then I watch like a lot of duelists. So so that's why I said you can probably do duelists via duels, and then maybe like eventually you got comfortable with that and you did like 2 or 3 different cool categories. Then maybe you think about, okay, maybe I'll do a pro fight, because pro fight's the next evolution of that, but it's more boo hurt melee style stuff with grappling. Okay. But then that would be like a year or 2 down the line. You wouldn't want to do it anytime.
Yeah.
But so I believe that you could be a duelist. I think it's something you would do.
The grappling and stuff like that, I'd probably be more comfortable with.
Yes. But the time it takes, like you were saying, the time it takes for you to get good at it, I think it would frustrate you.
Yeah, definitely.
Because you didn't have the time to dedicate to learn some of the basics.
No, well, yeah, and just with the way my job is, I can't say that like, oh yeah, I'm going to be here every Wednesday or something. Yeah, because grappling classes are typically every Tuesday, and then we have melee classes on Mondays. Don't get me wrong, there are people who get it and come in but don't do those classes. They're just a little more casual
about it. The difference with some of them, though, are some of them had a wrestling background or a mixed martial art background, so they understand the general concepts. Yeah. So does it take them a while to get good? Yes. Or just even be decent? Yes. Yeah. But that's the good thing about Bohurt, like in this sport, is that it's still young, and so there's a huge learning curve. The learning curve is like, if you were with a good team or a good trainer and like that, you can you can go from like I'm trash to being right in the middle, to like being right in the middle, like just being like, I'm not trash, I'm not super good, but I can defend myself and I can get around and I can beat a couple people here and there.
Yeah, well, I guess it's not like I'm just like other sports like football and basketball, especially in this country where we're like kids are more or less bred to do that, you know, and they do it since they're 30. This is a young sport, so like as an adult, you're like, okay, I can understand the concept of this, and this, and I'm like, oh yeah, great, I got it. Yeah, I got the thing, I got it. So it's just one of those things where I think you'd be a good duelist. I think you can come in and do duels, and I think you'd be successful on it. Yeah. You know what I wondered? How do they, like when you're, setting up a melee or spar or whatever, like, is that decided by weight class or?
Like melees?
You or
like the team,
not the
team
melee,
fights,
I guess. Just like if you're getting a duel with somebody.
So the only
how they match you up.
No, the only fights are determined by weight are pro fights.
Okay.
Pro fights that's the MMA type rules type fights.
Well, I guess if you have more of the grappling and things like that, it's going to matter.
That's going to matter. So that's the only one. Those are only ones that weight classes matter. Now, some people like that, and some people don't like that. Some people, because especially when pro fights is fine, it makes sense, right? Why they do that. It's like a mixed martial art fight. You're not going to put a 250-pound guy against a dude who's $160.
I'm not going to grapple with you.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to grapple with me, but the thing about it is, you're not going to fight me in a pro fight, because then I'm just going to
toss me around.
But don't get me wrong, there's some smaller guys that can keep up too.
Yeah.
But overwhelmingly, no. But in duels, there is no weight class. So and the reason why is because there's some people I've heard that don't like that. They do want weight classes, and there's mostly only one category I hear that for, which is polearm.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I'm a guy who's like 280, 275, and I've got that big giant axis behind you, and you're a guy who's doing polearm and you're a $190.
Yeah, you're gonna go flying across.
Yeah, you're gonna get. Yeah, I'm gonna come swinging that at you. The difference between me swinging that at you and you swinging at me is, it's a big difference. And there are guys who are like that.
There's much more mass behind that.
Yeah, there's like a 300-pound guy. It's like Nate Simon's like, and if he was gonna go against you, I would tell you, yeah, you don't want the smoke. Don't do it. Don't do it. Like, you write your will. Don't you do that? No.
Some people have death wishes.
Yeah, but some people do. Yeah, some people are like that. But in the duels, the other categories like longsword, buckler, some of the other stuff, no one. It's fine. No one. Sword and shield. Yeah.
It comes down to, I guess,
it comes down to skill and having technique. So, the fringe of knowing the rules and where you're striking, it's because point stuff and what you're doing.
Yeah.
Can you get destroyed by somebody who's bigger than you in those categories? Yeah, but it's But once your skill gets good enough, that size won't matter anymore. But there are still some matches where it does. It absolutely does.
Oh, sure, yeah.
So there's like that. What sports? What if you were to do it? What kind of weapon would you want to run? What?
Man, I don't know. I mean, my gut reaction right now is just to say maybe like a short sword or something.
Yeah, so arming sword. Yeah.
Yeah, and just
it's arming sword.
Try to use my smaller stature, maybe be a little bit quicker than somebody.
So buckler, sword and buckler, and sword and shield. Those are one-handers. Very very fast matches. I do sword and shield.
I do think it would be really fun to swing a giant axe at somebody.
You know what? Yeah, it is. It is. In melees, I get to do it. I don't really do polearm fights. I've done I screwed around a little bit at the beginning of the state if I want to do. Brent says don't listen to he's a huge believer in the sword shield. That is kind of true sometimes. I do that on occasion, but it's not the same. I won't do that to you. But no, I think you'd be good at sword and shield, but as far as like weapons concerned,
what do you see me doing?
Honestly, I can see you doing a lot of stuff. I can see you doing the three categories, like three bigger categories. So I can see you doing longsword, sword and buckler, and sword and shield. I think you can do it. You can do all of them. Because the only one I think it'll take you a long time to learn, which I hate, but I just do it just to mess around with people, is mostly just longsword, but I mostly just do that to screw around and help people.
Yeah.
I'm just like a literally just walking pale person. But I know how to swing some things, and then I'm like, other than that, I'm just kind of like, I'm just here. I'm going to swing the sword however I think but I just don't like it. I don't particularly like longsword, but mostly because I can't move and I don't know what I'm doing. So I just kind of I just like watch people and I know like what they're doing. I'm just gonna try to hit people back, but I don't really particularly enjoy it, and also because it's two-handed, my arms get tired and I'm kind of lazy.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine a lot of it too is, like you said, the stamina, being able to keep swinging the weapon.
Yeah, that's the biggest part of it.
And then I imagine a lot of that's positioning too. Like, are you in the right spot to hit somebody?
Huh?
Oh, I said I imagine a lot of it's like positioning too.
Yeah, a lot of it's positioning, footwork, and stuff like that. Brandon says I get hit a lot of that. I get hit a lot. I do get hit a lot because it took me a long time to master the art of just blocking. So just like sometimes I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna hit you try to hit you way more times than you hit me because the block is just hard and retiring.
So you were that kid when you're playing Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
You're just like spamming like
oh, absolutely
the attack,
spamming buttons,
block, bro, block.
If I get off faster attacks, more attacks than you do, it's fine. I didn't figure out how to block for like the longest time on Mortal Kombat. It's like, oh yeah, you just put the back button. I was like, oh, for real?
Yeah.
But it didn't occur to me to just do that, and that's probably the problem now. It didn't occur to me to block now. So like it does occur to me. It's just a lot of work.
It's not in your personality.
It's just like It's like whatever. I'm just gonna hit you way more than I try to hit. Sometimes I win, sometimes I don't.
Yeah, that's gonna come back to bite you though. If stamina is like.
Oh no, it does. Absolutely. Oh no, it absolutely does. It's already happened multiple times. I still haven't learned my lesson. It literally.
Punch yourself out.
It literally happens all the time. But I've been lucky enough that I've been able to be intimidating enough or big enough that I've been able to manhandle people or put people in bad positions and outscore people, and then that's how I end up winning the national title, the IMCF title. So I end up coach just kind of said like, "Hey, this is the technique I showed you before. Go in there and fuck that guy up." Just run at, just demand at him and just do it. And so that's how I ended up doing that. But I think there's definitely people that
that is that would be pretty intimidating because you're what 6'2", 6'3"?
Yeah, 6'2".
And so what, like 6'3", 6'4" with armor?
Yeah, probably that. But there are people there's people who are much faster.
I'm sure I would be.
And there's some guys there. I only fought like Sword and Shield like one person who was bigger than me.
Yeah,
and he wasn't that good.
Well, I mean, statistically, the majority of the population
is under 6 foot.
Yeah,
that's just true.
Yeah.
What do you think about? What do you think? Think you might want to do it? If I can get you in the duels class and get you in there.
I would try it.
Let's try it. I've been trying to get you to try it for 2 years though, so I'm still
working on it. I mean, I've also my schedule too.
That's true. Your schedule sucks.
But no, yeah. I mean, I guess I've never been opposed to giving it a shot.
It's just your work schedule. What are you going to do about that? How are you going to be about your work-life balance? How are you going to? You can't. That's not sustainable. It's really not.
Are you going to give me a job?
I wish I could. I probably can. I mean, I probably can. I'll be honest. I can. I'm not. My recruiting, like in placement stuff, is just like I barely ever do it anymore. I don't know.
Because basically, you never think about that, but like everybody tells the same story. Like, man, like if I had known when I was younger that if I continued down this path, that like I was going to reach a point where like I'd want to do something else, but then if I try to do that, then basically I'm gonna have to start over.
You mean like career-wise?
Yeah. I just it's nice. I just can't go back to like, I can't make $35,000 a year again. I can't afford it.
No, I really can't afford it. I thought to myself, I looked at my budget right now, like, because I write down everything I spend, every dollar spent, because like I said, I have been trying to get a house and do all these things, and then our combat's not, is once you get your stuff, it's not that bad, but it's like, padding travel and all this stuff, it gets kind of iffy. And that's like the most important part is just traveling to go to tournaments. And I do keep track.
You didn't have to if you weren't if you were just more of a hobbyist.
Yeah, if I was more of just like a casual person, I went to like one tournament a year, which is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. There's some people that just want that, or literally I just did it how I had initially planned. I didn't plan on competing initially. I was just going to just show up to
something to do
and be exercising. I was just going to go to training and then never go to a tournament. But I got the bug and I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to go. But as far as my budget concerned and finances and starting over careers, I understand what you're coming from because I'm in that same spot too. I've been with the company I'm with and I love my job and I like what I do. Is it always the best schedule? No, because the travel gets kind of overwhelming sometimes. Right now it's like slow start, so we're just starting to travel and I'm just going to see where it goes. Do I actually want to do that much traveling anymore? Because I remember I was looking at my past schedules. I'd be in 3, 4, 5 cities and then 3 or 4 different states in a week, So
Wisconsin.
It's constant. So I understand where that come from. I don't know. So to answer your question, I understand what you mean, but I don't know. Like, it's a good question. I don't think that I would want to start over.
Yeah.
So I understand what you mean. The thing about it is that we're entering another phase in life, and is it going to be conducive? All that work going to be conducive to that next phase?
I don't know.
Because like you said, you're getting a house. I'm getting a house. I'm trying to get a house. Then you're talking about you've been in a long-term relationship. I've just started dating someone, so having a girlfriend, and then you're thinking about marriage and kids and finances and joint finances, regardless if it happens or not. But you got to make room for it, and this.
Well, yeah, and then once you have somebody else involved, like, it's not as easy to feel like, oh, okay,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
10 years ago, I'm like, yeah. I'll quit my job.
Because you don't care, right?
I'll do whatever.
Yeah, whatever. If it's just you, it's fine. Like, okay, I'm gonna make decisions myself. Now I've got to consult someone else and get and then before I even make a move, I got to consult them. We're gonna budget, we're gonna plan.
Are you good with this?
Yeah, and I've quit jobs before. I could just I'll just be like, you know what, I quit, and just waited until see what happens, and just waited to see what happens after that.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I don't know. Man, it's a deep question that I really got to think about. Like, is it when we're moving into this next phase? I mean, let's face it, we're like,
you guys are like 2 ships sailing fast in the night sometimes.
You and I are staring down. Like, we're getting pretty close to middle age.
Yeah, close to 40 is only 5 years away.
Yeah,
my birthday. I'm 35 tomorrow. So when people see this, I'll be 35 tomorrow. So I didn't think I'd live this long.
At least I got till not next month, No, yeah, next month. It's already April. I forgot.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, yours is coming up too.
I don't even know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, will Chelsea even be in town during that?
She should, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I hope.
I don't know. We'll see.
She's making plans to be in town. But yeah, I mean, I think this next phase is kind of like one of those things. It's like, well, what do we do?
I don't know. I never knew though.
You just kind
I've
of
been flying by the seat of my pants since like.
Oh, you and me both.
Since we were what, like?
Since we got here at college, since we moved here. Like,
yeah.
Every stuff happens a day. You react and we just make decisions. I was like, I didn't think I was going to stay here. To be honest, I honestly thought after we finished up at school.
Do you think you're going to go back to Maryland?
Yeah, I thought I was going to go back to Maryland for a little while.
I thought at some point. Well, I thought definitely by this age, I'd be back in California. Too,
yeah, that's what I thought. I wasn't be surprised if he had called me one day and be like, hey man, I'm moving back to California.
But I don't know. I want to live with my parents.
Yeah, I mean,
it's so damn expensive.
That was the other thing.
It's not any cheaper out there.
It's not cheap. That's the thing. It's not even. It wasn't even cheaper. It's probably about the same price now in Texas as it was then in Maryland. So Maryland and Texas are now probably close to the same. Probably a little bit more expensive in Maryland because of the gas and those little bit other things. But these are the prices now of what it was in Maryland now. So if we had graduated now and had to pay for all these rent prices, yeah, I definitely would have been like, I'm gonna go live with my parents. I don't live with my mom. I'm gonna live in my mom's basement.
I feel like my parents right now because you remember when we were younger, the older people would just be like, yeah, life kind of just happens.
Yeah,
and you're like, yeah,
it just kind of does.
Shit.
I was like, yeah, I wouldn't even. I don't even think I'm like considering even my selection when it comes to like women I date and stuff like that. Like I'm like thinking to myself, okay, I'm like every time I'm going on a date with a woman or I'm dating her, I'm like, okay, I'm married. Like it has to be in my forethought. Didn't occur to me. Didn't mid-20s, late 20s. It wasn't until like about like 28, 29. And I was like started like kind of thinking about it.
Yeah.
And I kind of like dated a girl who's like, okay, yeah, I can do it. Now it's like every single time.
Well, yeah, because now it feels like the clock's just ticking until we die, so we got to make smart moves.
I got to make smart moves. I got to think about things, finances, and things like that. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. Can't I just blow my money like I used to?
I mean, we're only in our 30s, but we still got time to make mistakes.
Yeah, we do, but I don't want to be broke when I'm old.
No, I want to retire at some point.
Yeah, I don't want to be broke. I would like to retire at a decent time. I don't want to be broke. I think that's the goal in life is not to be broke. Not to be. Because I've seen what that likes when you're like an old man who's like 60 or 5 or 70 and you've got no money and no assets, no family, no nothing.
Drag your ass to a job.
Yeah, but I mean, even if they do have a job, like people don't, they don't have savings, they don't have this, they don't have that, or they're
I mean your retirement.
Your retirement. Yeah, you don't have anything retirement.
So we're talking about houses and like retirement and shit.
Yeah.
Wasn't it just like yesterday that we were getting drunk at the apartment and walking down to the Flying Saucer to get more?
It does feel like that. Just get more alcohol, more liquor, more.
That's
alcohol.
all that matters.
More beer.
Where we were gonna get more beer from?
Yeah, I do miss those days. I do really do. Like, what my biggest concern was.
I do, but I don't.
I need to pay my rent. Rent's paid. Okay, where are we drinking?
Yeah,
that's what like that. But even some people that we've hung out with, those other people are like their lives are clear. They know, what's her face has got like 2 kids or 3 kids or something like that, which we were like, what?
Oh, bro, Nate.
Yeah, Nate's got a kid. Kim's got children. Nate's got a kid. A bunch of those people like married or kids. Some of the people we went to school with are no longer on this earth. In this place. It's wild to that. It's a completely different world than what it was, and I'm just like, man, I don't like it. Can we just go back to where? I like it. Don't get me wrong. I like.
It comes with perks, though. I guess
it does.
Actually, have money in my bank account.
That's true.
I don't have time to spend it now, but
that's true. I have time to spend it, so I do have time to spend it, but I have to like be very in control because I'm trying to do things. So man, I want to go buy this $2,000-$3,000 pair of armor, and I can drop right now. I can get it. It's like, nah, but I can't. I got this house. I got to do this. I got to get my car.
Just out of curiosity, is there like a samurai version
of
what you guys do?
There is.
There is.
There is a Japanese historically approved set armor. I have to find the pictures of it, I'll find them and send it to you. But yes, there's a. Now the thing about it is that there's 2 armorers I've seen who make it. One of them's in Ukraine, one of them's in Russia.
Yeah.
I don't know, but there might be other like armorers though in like those countries. That in Japan there might be one who's like legally, but I've seen it. But the two I've seen like who make it, are in those countries. But there's
damn you, Putin.
Yeah, but
thanks a lot,
like Putin. Yeah, but Japanese, Mongolian stuff too. Mongolian Eastern kit is approved. Cool. There's a guy there's a lot more people who make those because it's not as hard than the samurai stuff. But the samurai's approved. I've seen it. I've seen a couple people wearing the videos, even the masks and stuff like that. There's a guy here. He was wearing the Eastern kit like 2 years ago. Tournament. He's got like the actual face. It's actual face. It was pretty cool. And his helmet, it was actual face. It was like a Mongolian face. So it was pretty cool.
That's crazy.
So yeah, there's a lot of stuff. I think there's a couple people that are trying to get like other historically accurate stuff because you have to get it approved. It has to be safe, number one, and then it has to be historical, and then modernized to be safe. So I know there's a couple people doing some other trying to get other kits approved, like
is there any
like an African one and like another European different Celtic armor or something like that?
Okay. Is there anything like you said, you mentioned a lot of it has to be historical.
Yeah.
I guess, is there any leagues or organizations that aren't so much concerned with that and just more concerned with the actual like
safety of it,
fighting?
Yeah.
Or like the sport of it?
So there's two world champions. There's two world leagues, right? There's one which is HMB, which is the one that's runs out of Russia, and that's the one that's the IMCF isn't run out of Russia. They're running like more of a coalition of countries in Europe and US and like a couple other countries. They're not as concerned about the like it has to be historical a month. Does it need to be somewhat authentic? Yes.
Yeah.
But to a certain degree, and they mostly just care about safety.
Like you can't show up dressed like Liquid Snake.
Yeah, you're not gonna be doing that. But it does need to be like the general armor, generally, from those periods. And they're like, okay. But they're not, but the other one like makes it seem like, okay, these greaves and those shoulders are from 2 different centuries. You can't wear them. The other character is like, oh, you got shoulders, you got greaves. Cool, you're in the.
Because I imagine there's a couple camps. I imagine some people are like really concerned about that, and it's more of like a reenactment.
Yeah, it's more, yeah. So the other league was started out as a reenactment league. HB started as reenactment, so they are historically. So every piece of your armor has to be within like I think 30 or 40 years of each other.
Yeah, but then I imagine there's a lot of people who are just like, I don't care when this design was made. I just want to hit somebody.
That's what I was like. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Up until recently, I could not tell you what century or where my armor's from. I had no idea. I don't know.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I was like, it's on me. It fits, right? It works. It's safe. All right, fight. That's all. Yeah. And I think a lot of people who start just like, I think so. A lot of people who start the sport is just like, yeah, they just want to do that. They just want to fight. Like they just want to fight. They don't care. They don't know. They don't know what the accuracy of it. And it's like both a gift and a curse. Like that people do want to do it, but then the curse of it is you can't fight in the international or like world championship leagues because they're like. This.
You have to be
historically accurate. And then the other league was like, general historic accuracy. Okay, and now fight. Your safety checks are checking, make sure there's no dents, no holes, like nothing's like broken. Okay, cool. Get out there. Get out there.
Okay.
But in the US doesn't really do it that much either. There's very little authenticity, so you can pretty much wear majority of what you want, mostly to a certain point, to a certain degree. There's gonna be some rules. There are some rules to it, but for the most part, you can pretty much get what you need.
Okay.
And there's a great resale market, right? And then and if you got a good team, they usually have loaner stuff or they have stuff that that's generally close to each other. So you get advice, and as you go on, you'll start with a crappy kit, and then you'll kind of evolve into what you want. Unless you're one of those people that. Just straight out, just was like, I got the money and I got the time, so I'm gonna just buy what I need right now.
Yeah, boom.
I'll drop the $2,000 because you can get a historically accurate kit for about $1,500, $1,500 to $2,000.
Okay,
right now.
If you're ready, just
you just drop that. Take about a couple months, probably like 4 to 6 months to get it, but yeah, you get it. Now but everybody tells you don't do that. don't buy your armor unless you've been.
Well, it's just like a motorcycle.
Yeah.
If it's your first motorcycle, you probably don't want to go drop $15,000 on that.
Yeah, you don't do that.
Because you don't know if you're going to like it, and you're probably going to drop that bad.
Same reason. Reason. There was this guy who came in maybe like to the gym like in the fall. I'm not really sure when he started, but I want to say it was like November, December. It was kind of close to the end of the season. And I saw him a couple times. He came in to train, and he hurt himself a little bit. He got hurt, but he was using Lunar Kit, and he went to a tournament. Then got really hurt. He hurt, like it hurts worse, I guess.
Yeah.
Or the injury got worse or something like that. I don't really know I wasn't really there, but I know he came in maybe like a week or two ago, and he had bought new armor. He had bought the armor and he was selling it. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, why did you buy armor? Like, you have loaner armor here.
Yeah,
there's loaner armor here, and then you fit. Like, there's other people in the academy that fit, that says you. He was a small person, but I mean, I'll respect to him. I think he's just really excited to do it, and I'm excited. But I don't think anybody in the academy told him to buy it. I think he just did it on his own.
You know what I thought was cool when I did go to see one of your pro fights? There was like people had titanium armor.
Mm-hmm.
That's just like titanium things are just really cool.
Yeah, titanium. Well, titanium is like a lot thinner, a lot lighter, and it's just easier to deal with. You don't have to clean as much, and it's also lighter.
Yeah.
Same thing, it's lighter. Same thing, but just lighter. So I got some titanium stuff coming in. Oh, nice. I only got one thing that's coming in titanium. I'm hoping that I'll have it, but it's just definitely one of those things where I'm like, yeah, I need this. I need this in my life.
I just think that's cool. I have a titanium pen at home, and I think that's really cool. I just like things made out of titanium.
I'm pretty sure the pen's probably kind of heavy, isn't it? Because that's the ballpark pen.
Well, I mean, yeah, compared to like a ballpark pen.
Yeah. It's heavier than ballpark pen.
But it's a pen that you're supposed to kind of
you spend money on titanium.
Yeah.
Now there's going to be a titanium shortage, man. There's titanium shortage in all this war.
Oh, is there now?
I don't know. That's what I heard a lot. I saw it read online. It's going to be a titanium shortage because of the Russian thing. But it's going to be because a lot of titanium comes from there. Yeah, damn Putin and the Russians and damn stuff.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot, Putin. But I enjoy the sport. I don't know when I'm gonna be done with it. I don't know, because here's the thing.
Well, when you find something you love, are you ever really just done with it?
Not really, but I know. Once, like I said, we're going to this next phase. I got a girlfriend. That might, maybe that turns into wife. We'll see. I don't know. I got a girl I'm dating, so I might turn into something. But eventually.
Okay, so here's a question.
Yeah.
If she stops you from doing it, is she really wife material?
We've had this discussion too. I told her this discussion. I said, if I get really, really hurt, I won't. It depends on what I'm doing when I get if I get hurt like in a melee, I'll take like a year off, whatever the injury time plus a little extra time, just to make her happy. I'm still gonna do duels. I'm still probably gonna do a pro fight here and there.
I mean, so I obviously, in any sort of fighting sport, there's going to be injuries, right?
Yeah.
But absolutely. How bad do the injuries get in this sport? Like, are there broken legs, arms?
Yes, but super rare.
Okay.
Or super rare. Most of the injuries are joint injuries, so ACL, elbow, shoulder, joint stuff.
Repetitive motion
stuff. So a lot of it's that. Every now and again you get a broken bone, but most of the time it's like, I broke my finger. I broke my
fingers are gonna break.
You're gonna break a finger. That's happened a lot. I've actually broke 2 bones in my hand.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I fractured my finger.
Yeah.
And I'm not fighting anyway.
Yeah, you're fracturing your finger. So it's like that. So as far as broken bones, I think that's like the limit of it. Have I heard of or seen people who have had broken legs and things like that? Yeah.
Okay.
I've heard of it. Never seen it, but I've heard that one guy broke his leg or broke his arm, and that was like some freak stuff that happened.
Sure.
And it just happened.
And at our age, that's a long recovery.
Way. But I think if you're smart though with the sport and you do a lot of fitness and exercising and
just like
understanding your body,
take care of your body.
You take care of your body. I think it's like because there's some guys that are in their 40s, 50s, and 60s doing this.
Yeah.
I'm like, they crazy. But I get it. And I probably will if I can get away with it. I'll do it too. I'll do it too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like anything else.
Just like anything else
that you really, really like. I mean, you don't just stop liking it because you're like, I'm 50 now.
I'm 50 now. I think my girlfriend's the girl. Like I said, the girl I'm dating, thinks her biggest thing is just she just doesn't want me to get hurt. I think that's just what it is.
Yeah, I don't know, but even if you do break a, at the end of the day, if you break a bone, no biggie, right? You just take some time off and I've never
broken a bone before in my entire life. So.
Neither have I.
So we'll see. I probably not. I'll probably just take the time off. Like I said, probably just take some time until I'm super secure and get myself back. But no problem.
I mean, as long as your life's not in danger.
Yeah, no.
You could get hurt walking down the stairs.
That's see, I said that too.
You could slip and fall in the shower. That's probably get more hurt because you're not wearing armor.
yeah. That's what I told. That's what the girls did. I told her, I can slip. What if I slip and fall in the shower? What if I slip during the shower? Or let's say I'm walking in the parking lot. I'm in the parking lot. I slip in the parking lot on the way to America, and I break my leg. It's like, you gonna make me retire then? She's like, I don't know. We'll see. She just doesn't want it. She comes from a place of violence is one of those things where are you getting paid to do this? She's from a different culture altogether where violence is if violence is this, it's like a war. Like it's violent behavior is not
It's
a thing.
not something you do for recreation.
It's not something you do for recreation at all.
Yeah.
You do it either for like it's actually a thing to get to a thing, or it's like you're doing violence for martial arts because you're trying to go to the Olympics. You're trying to do like an Olympic sports because those people in her country like they do judo or martial arts because they're trying to go to the Olympics to make money and get out of the country or whatever they're trying to do. But outside of that, there's no people don't do that. And so she doesn't understand the concept of it. She's just like, this is just completely foreign to her.
Yeah, well, we live these weird cooped up lives where we just work. So it's like, you got to get all that aggression out somehow.
But yeah, it's always, I do it because like, you know, it gets me out of the house. I get to lose weight. I get to do all these things. You know, I get to do a lot of different things and I get to lose weight.
And it's more fun than just doing push-ups.
Yeah. Like I said, I can't work out by myself for no reason. I just can't do it. I've tried multiple times.
I feel you.
I have tried multiple times to work out.
I wasn't always this bad.
I
know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. So but now I'm like, you know, multiple times and it just doesn't work out that way. What do you think what if you started doing this? I know Chelsea's seen it.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think she would say? If you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this.
I don't know. Chelsea's like, she's really cool. I don't think there's not many things that I would want to do that she would be like, no, you can't do it. You know what I mean?
She's like, why are you doing that? Question you. Yeah, I know Chelsea a long time. She's been.
I mean, she might think it's weird. She might be like, oh yeah, it sucks to be you, nerd.
Yeah, she would.
Like,
yeah, she would poke him. She would poke fun of you.
Yeah, she would definitely make. I mean,
you come up with bruises, she's gonna just poke at you, just be funny.
Yeah, but I don't know. She's a pretty supportive person.
How long have you guys been together? It's been a long time.
Oh, don't get me in trouble.
Ballpark, because she knows. She knows she's not. She didn't listen to this podcast. She knows she doesn't. Well, yeah, she doesn't listen to this podcast. I don't think she does.
So
I think she listened to like 1 or 2 episodes ever.
8 years, 9 years.
Let's see. You guys got together. I want to say like 2014-ish. 2014.
How long is that?
That's 6,
8 years?
7.
No, it's been. That's probably been about 8 years.
Yeah, 7 or 8 years. Yeah. 2014 is about 8 years. Yeah.
Long time. Yeah.
It's 2022. So yeah.
She doesn't care. Oh yeah, I was actually asking because like you know who would really like it is she has this cousin who's like really into that stuff.
Oh yeah.
He's a bigger dude, and I wanted to like bring him to one of your fights too, so he could kind of see it.
Just I can shoot your address to the academy, man. We're trying to recruit people right now. We got enough. We need some people.
Did you blood? You met Dane, right?
Yeah.
Dane is a tiny man, but
yeah,
he would love. He already owns.
He's like 5'3", maybe 5'4" ish, 5'3", 5'4" ish.
Maybe a little taller. He's just thin.
Okay, maybe I haven't seen him.
I don't know. I guess I am really taller than him.
I haven't seen him in a long time, so I can't really remember. Like he was short. I just can remember he was
pretty
short.
He already owns the sword.
Yeah, that's the. So people who own swords, that just means nothing. That means nothing. That means nothing.
No, and he's like for fun. He just like walks around his house swinging it. And, yeah.
Okay, that's the person that's not allowed to come to. I think we've had like speeches about that. People who have like that are not allowed to come to.
Dude, Dane would love it. I just don't know if he would so much like the physical aspect of it.
That's the thing. Like people who we've had people in my time at Warlord.
I don't know if his fiance would really like him doing it.
Yeah, in my time at Warlord, we've had people like that who have come. Oh man, I got a sword, or I'm a Viking, or I got this and that. And they get their butts kicked within like the first
I'm sure,
10, 15 minutes. They get frustrated and they never come
back. I don't think he claims to be a fighter.
Claims to fighter, but then people who are like, oh yeah, I've got this sword.
He just loves
the sword. Yeah. And I've seen there's been some people who even then the fitness it takes to get ready for it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of dropout from that. Sometimes they can take the lumps, but then it's the fitness to get to that point.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
they hate and they don't want
to do any kind of sport.
Yeah.
Just to get that, like, because you don't realize how out of shape you are sometimes until you start training to do something.
And then probably like usually, especially the first day they put on armor, it's like they don't even.
Like I have been.
5 minutes. They're done. I've
been trying to get out of the house a little bit more, and like there's a park around the corner for me. And just for fun, like, obviously I'm not taking it serious. I'll just go and like shoot some hoops there. And I find myself getting winded just shooting hoops at the court there.
You're getting winded just. Well, maybe that's a sign. That's a sign that you get.
I'm too old. I gotta move.
That's a sign. We gotta get you into my class, my training classes, man. I don't know. We gotta get you in there, training classes or something like that. Even casually, man.
You need to run.
I'm a terrible runner.
I hate running.
I hate running.
I hate running.
Can't do it. But we're getting old, Matt. So fitness is the key.
Yeah.
So long life, you and your man bun and everything. You got a man bun. Mattmaticals has a man bun. It's not something I would ever thought I would see you have, because you used to make fun of it.
I just didn't have a haircut since probably since this podcast started.
Yeah.
And then
I haven't cut my beard since then. It just kind of naturally just curls and falls out. Curls and or falls out.
At some point, I was just like, well, then if I let it down too, and I was like, oh, okay, now I know why people do this.
Yeah.
Because if you just leave it down, it goes everywhere. It gets in your face, your food.
Because I specifically remember in college, you used to make fun of dudes with man buns.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I don't know.
Now you got one.
I mean, I like tomatoes now too. Things change.
Things change. People evolve. Things change. People get your things change, Mattmaticals. But yeah, man, I come back, Matt. You're gonna come back to the show sooner rather than later. Not gonna wait another year for another show to come by.
Yeah. I won't make any promises, but I will definitely try.
Man.
We'll have to come up with a theme going too, because we usually just
talk about stuff. It's like this. I need these episodes every now and again. I don't have to come up with a plan. I got to write a bunch of questions, do research about people, and I don't research you. I know you. So I've known you for forever. I think up until I started doing the sport, you're one of 4 friends I have. I'm the fourth, and the fourth one is really somebody I'm actually related to, so I can't even really count that. So 3 or 4 friends that I'm actually not related to, that I actually talk to and hang out with.
But I don't know. The older you get to, it's probably better if you have fewer friends.
Yeah, but I thought that too. I agree with you. But the thing about it is, I started thinking about it because this girl I started dating, she has a friend she actually hangs out with. It's a lot. It's over a dozen.
Yeah,
that she talks to, chats with, goes out with, brunches, different things.
You know how hard it is for us to get together. Imagine if I had a whole group of friends like that I'm trying to I could see one person a year. That's all. That's
all. Armor Combat. Armor Combat. You make friends. You make people. You get to go out. And you fight them, and you get friends. You guys have beer. You guys talk. You talk casually through Facebook or Instagram, whatever Messenger. You go to a tournament. You laugh. You cry. You beat the crap out of each other. Or you go to the gym. Go to the academy. You start making friends because these are people that you're working out with. So you guys hang out or talk about stuff. You have whole conversation. Whole Warlord chat. They have a whole Warlord chat. It's going off all day, every day. Sometimes I'm pinging in there. I say something like that. So I'm just reading funny stuff or whatever. It's just a whole community and things like that. So that's why I enjoy it. So it does give me a sense of community or people outside of, because I can't hang out in person with other people. So I'm because of work stuff, this makes it easier. And then there's people outside of this that I'm friend with, so other people that I'm kind of I'm cool with. Especially a lot of people in Mexico, we talk all the time. We go out, hang out, or whatever.
Maybe the next one that we do, you can just maybe I'll give it a shot, and you can just live stream me getting beat up.
I have an idea. Yeah, I have an idea. I think I got the perfect. There's something coming up. There's 2 things, 3. Yeah, we could do that. I could do that.
Yeah,
I can do that. That's gonna be easy. I think I'm gonna be running some duels classes for the academy, so it's pretty soon. So I can bring you in. I
don't have an excuse, then I can say I'm doing it for the pod.
Yeah, you're doing it for podcast. Also, there's a duels tournament coming up. If you guys are watching this and you haven't registered for the Wandering Sword duelist event coming up June 4th and 5th at Warlord Combat Academy, the Wandering Sword Duelist Cup, June 4th, June 5th. Sign up for it. I'm going to clip this and post it somewhere. Make sure you do that because we're trying to revive the duelist tournaments and things like that. Make that big again, because since the sport kind of fell off with the whole wars and stuff like that, there's nothing for duelists to do because there's no tournaments for duelists to hang out and go do and fight each other. And I'm a big fan of duelists. I like dueling, even though I'm not that good at it. I'm just mediocre at it. I still like it. I still watch a lot of videos. I talk to a lot of people who do duels. Yes, I'm a national champion in Sword and Shield, but that I still feel like I can be better. I'm actually way better duelist now than I was then. But yeah, Mattmaticals is going to come back. So next time you see him, probably going to see him getting beat up live streamed on the YouTubes and the internet and the Facebook. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to make you do it.
Okay.
I'm going to find a time for you to get beat up in a duel to do that. I think it's going to work. Okay. That's usually how people start out anyway.
That's fun for people to see, then I'll do it.
Mattmaticals, anything left for the people to say, to talk about? Because you got this one, the kitty cat. We're just talking.
No. Yeah, I mean, just let D know if you want to see me get beat up.
Boo hurt and stuff.
The more pressure you guys put on me,